Hi everyone, this is my debut DIY home repair video. I made this because when I went looking for information on the Miele DA-210, 220, and 230 pyramid hood models, there's almost nothing useful out there. The official manual exists, but it's almost useless for real maintenance. Nothing about how to drop the outer casing, get the blower free, or deal with the fan bearings. So I wanted to leave some breadcrumbs for the next person who takes one apart and really just pay it forward in the DIY space here on YouTube. Before anything else, safety-wise, make sure to cut power at your kitchen breaker. You'll be deep in wiring and metal work. It's not really worth the risk. The stainless panel under the filters is bulky, but not too heavy. I set it on its side, as you'll see here, as you can see in this photo. The blower beneath it, though, is heavy and awkward. It really does take two people at the start and at the end, at least. Getting it back up was a pain. Lining up the exhaust pipe with the ceiling fitting took several attempts and a lot of patience. Inside, you'll find the dual impeller blower, a fan on each side of the motor shaft. It's symmetric, efficient, and nearly sealed. That's what makes it tricky. The bearings sit right at the interface between the motor body and the shaft, buried behind those hubs. If you're chasing a squeal, that's the spot to oil. Just 1 or 2 drops of light motor oil, 3-in-1 oil on each, where the shaft disappears into the housing. But it's really hard to get to it without taking the fan assembly out. The fans can't slide out through the front ring, but you can take that black intake ring off if you need that access to the motor shaft. Just be really gentle. Those tabs are plastic and probably break if you use too much force. It's a little bit like working an inner tube off a bike wheel. For cleaning the fan blades, I found a mix of warm water, dish soap, and a splash of white vinegar worked great. I think it was something like 2 cups of warm water, 1 tablespoon of dish soap, and 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I used a pipe cleaner after trying a bunch of different things, which I found pretty easy to slip in between the blades, and did a couple of scrub and soak cycles to get all the grease off. Also, important note, the shaft threading is not reverse. You might see advice telling you that it could be reverse. It's standard right-hand thread to tighten, left to loosen, and they're connected on both sides. You might also spot a tiny clip on one of those fan blades, about the size of a staple. That's a balancing weight. Don't disturb it as much as possible because it could set your fan into unbalanced state. ChatGPT and the general internet didn't have much on any of this. The design's pretty unique and there's no real service manual available. I had to piece most of this together, especially around how to reach those bearings and how the black ring actually comes off. Caveat, I am not a repairman. This is not my day job. So caveat emptor. Hopefully this video saves you some time though, some guessing, and maybe a few scratches. Enjoy. All right, because I saw nothing on the internet that described how to do this, I am taking a video that is going to give you hopefully a clue that'll make this easier for you for disassembling the DA-210 Miele pyramid hood. So for reference, this is looking up. I've already disassembled it. This is what you'll normally see here. Here's the model number as I document that. And there are these 8 or so screws that are around the light thing. And that's what you have to do. There are other screws that are here. It's tempting to try to take out and you might think that's easier, but this is really what you have to do. And then you're in it and you've got to turn off the the switch that's right here to power, and then make sure you turn off the breaker too to stay safe. That's about what I got. All right, so just detailing a little bit more. I've got the blower down. You can see here, there was enough electrical run to get it all the way down here. And I wound up having to take off basically the bigger screws. These are bigger than these guys. And they were silver on my model at least. And they were in here, maybe here, here, and here, something like that. Or maybe these guys actually. And that's what allowed me to get it down. I'm gonna try to clean it now. One quick note about pulling this ring around the housing out. The little tabs are here where you see the indentations. And so you really just wanna focus your force there. So pull it out here, make sure it's there, and it comes right out. All right, another super quick update here. I was able to get the fan assembly off. I actually did have to take out this metal ring housing here, and it came right off. It was pretty easy, and now I have access to exactly where I need to apply the oil.